unto you. This is the space where God's promises are moving. I'm going to move kind of quickly because God is saying that his promises, with all the turmoil going on in the land, now there are many of you that want to stick in the world, but I'm talking to people that want to come, that are in the world but not of the world, and that want to come out of the world, because you understand I'm speaking to the remnant. I'm speaking to those that are rising up, God's end time army, the man and that woman that is prophesying and speaking about God's judgment. What did you think was going to happen when you legalized same-sex marriages? What did you think that was going to happen when you legalized dope? What did you think was going to happen when you took the Bible out of and prayer out of the school, and the 10 Commandments off of the different public offices and legislators? What did you think was going to happen when you told the people they had to take the cross or the name of Yeshua down? You understand what I'm saying? What did you think was going to happen when you couldn't speak about the things of God in government institutions? Well, if you turn your back on God, how do you expect God's blessings and God's peace? What did you think was going to happen when you let your son walk out the door with his pants hanging down past his drawers? What did you think was going to happen when you disrespected that man in front of his son and his daughter? What did you think was going to happen when you abused that woman in front of the children? What did you think was going to happen? So why are you so confused and so upset? You brought it on yourself. You position yourself for God's judgment. Why are you upset now? Why are you asking questions? I'll tell you why. Because you're not looking through the eyes of Jehovah, and thou hasn't heard from him. Thou moveth in the space of flesh, and all you're doing is bringing on another bunch of mess to stir it up, that it would even become worse. This is why it talks about in the last days that many will be falling away with itchy ears. People that want to cause you to conform to the principles of their performance. They're performing, trying to get you to conform to things that are unrighteous, that seem calm and good, to comfort you. But behold, I tell you, Yeshua says, look up when you see these things. Look up, understand the time that we're in. Verse 20 says, and Adonai said, the outcry against Sodom and Gomorrah is so great, that there is sin so serious, that I will now go down and see whether their deeds warrant the outcry that has reached me. If not, I will know. The men turned away from there and went to Sodom, but Abram remained standing before Adonai. And Abram approached and said, will you actually sweep away the righteous with the wicked? See, we got to understand that sin brings Jehovah's judgment. There's no way around it. I don't care how many cars you prophesy about. I don't care how many houses. I don't care about how many listeners, how many supporters you got. I don't care how big or how small. We must tell it all. Tell the whole truth. We understand this time that we're in. And it can't get better. It has to get worse. If the Bible is the Bible. So we continue in understanding what was going on here. And Abram approached and said, will thou actually sweep away the righteous with the wicked? Maybe there are 50 righteous people in the city. 50 righteous people in the city. you will actually sweep the place away and not forgive if it for the sake of the 50 righteous who are there. Far be it from me to do such a thing, to kill the righteous along with the wicked, so that the righteous and the wicked are treated alike. Far be it from you. Shouldn't the judge of all the earth do what is just? And Adonai said, if I find in Sodom 50 who are righteous, then I will forgive the whole place for their sake. Think about in this analogy here, or in this particular text, think about 50 people in some of these local assemblies that have 25,000, and understanding the definition of righteous opposed to unrighteous. All our righteous is like filthy rags in eyesight of Yehovah. The righteous shall scarcely make it into the kingdom of God. Where then shall the ungodly be found? And we play with this. We play with our walk before Yehovah. We play with, we don't take these things seriously. And Abram answers, hear now, I whom am but the dust of ashes have taken upon myself to speak to Adonai. What if there are 5? I skipped down for time's sake. What if there, he went all the way down. What if there were 5 less than 50 righteous? He said, I won't destroy if you find 45 there. And he spoke to him yet again, what if 40 are found there? He said, for the sake of 40, I won't do it. And he said, I hope Adonai won't be angry if I speak. What if 30 are found there? And he said, I won't do it if I find 30 there. He said, here now, I have taken it upon myself to speak to Adonai. What if 20 are found there? He said, for the sake of 20, I won't destroy it. He said, I hope Adonai won't be angry if I speak just once more. What if 10 are found there? He said, for the sake of 10, I won't destroy it. And Adonai went on his way as soon as he had finished speaking to Abram, and Abram returned to his place. Now, the thing I want you to get tonight is, yes, there's turmoil and different things going on, but a lot of you are speaking through different platforms or what may have you, and you got your marches and you got your protests. And so you're speaking to the legislature, you're speaking to those in office, you want your judgments and you want your rights. I understand you. Okay, good. Here we have Abram is talking to Adonai, Yehovah, to God. And I think that's what a lot of you need to do. I know that they sound popular. They got their big Bibles, their long dresses. They got their suits and the tight suits and tight ties and them shiny shoes. I know what I'm talking about. But listen, let me tell you something. You need somebody that is in position that can conversate or communicate with God. You need somebody that God is speaking back and forth to, that has a prayer life, an intercessor. See, that's what's going to make the change, is those that are communicating with those things above, with Yehovah. See, because I'm in the world and not of the world, I'm nothing but the dust of the world. But I'm going to Yehovah because, are you going to destroy the righteous with the unrighteous, or with the ungodly? Are you going to make us all alike? What could you do, God? Or what could I do to change this? How can I make the outcome different? My heart is overwhelmed. I'm looking for a better outcome for the people. So what can I do, God? And so I'm able to communicate. I'm able to talk to God, because all God said to me today, he says, son, I'm going to release my promises. But tell the people tonight to talk to me. Tell them to talk to me. Tell them to be diligent in approaching me. Not just tomorrow, not just today, but all the time. Talk to me and see if my promises won't be released. It is my purpose that I would cause you to be blessed. It is my purpose that I would heal your land and heal your space. It is my purpose that you would be the head and not the tail, above and never beneath, the lender never the borrower. I promise this. I promise that I would be with you always, even until the ends of the earth. But where are you? Why are you talking to her and him? Why are you talking to them now? Don't you understand that I want to release my promises now? This is the time of my promises. This is the time for you, my beloved brothers and sisters, to be blessed. This is the time that I've orchestrated. And this is my Cairo time. This is my appointed time, my appointed moment, where my word and the prophecies of the prophets of old and the foundations and the plans of heaven have come together. Where are you? In Genesis 28, let's go down to 13. Then suddenly Adonai was standing there next to him, and he said, I am Adonai, the God of Abram, your grandfather, and the God of Yishak. The land of which you are lying I will give to you and to your descendants. Your descendants will be as numerous as the grains of the dust of the earth. You will expand to the west and to the east, to the north and the south. By you and your descendants, all families of the earth will be blessed. Look, I am with you. I will guard you wherever you go, and I will bring you back into this land, because I won't leave you until I have done what I have promised. God has promised some things, and we have to just be mindful of the things that God has done. You know, just going backwards to get forward, you remember how God had allowed the angels to show up at Abram's house. And the Bible says when the angels of the Lord came near Abram, he went prostrate. See, there are some of you that have angels in front of you. You got a pastor that is sold out. She's sold out to the Lord. He's sold out to Jehovah and the things of Jehovah. They're fasting, they're praying, they're interceding. They're living righteous, they're living holy, they're battling with God. And you don't even know how to get in front of them. Oh Shabbat. You don't even recognize Jehovah's angels, the very presence. He comes even in people. And you know, oftentimes you understand that the people on the outside seeing the angels, and the men begin to what? Surround his house, Lot's house. They surrounded Lot's house. See, because they were thinking of perverted things. And that's what it is right now today. You know, these are some of the things that brings Jehovah's judgment. You're not going to get away from it. Huh? He allowed them to escape, but guess what? He brought his judgment to Sodom. Sodom, he allowed them to get out and brought his judgment. See? And that's what happens. You got a man of God in front of you, and because he may be tall, looking strong as a wall, huh? Like nothing can get past him or through him. She may be